Oh, David, look at the time. It's...
The Chainsaw Minute!
I'm David, and this is your dose of Chainsaw Man. You can join us every Friday where we see what masterpiece Fujimoto put out.
I'm Jordan, and if you're looking for regular Shonen Flop goodness, you can find our next episode to hear our first thoughts on Nano Hazard this Monday.
Ooh woo, Little Hazard.
Oh, little baby Hazard.
Someone pointed out we should have called it a Nano episode instead of a Chibi episode. I'm like, fuck, that's really good.
Ugh, fuck.
Oh, man.
Well, retconned, it's now Nano.
And just a reminder, these recordings are open to everyone, so listen in and chat along with us on the Shonen Flop Discord every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time when there's a chapter. You can find a link in our show notes or on our site. And Jordan, what was your devil this week?
The new Sickness Devil, David. I'm pretty sure I've done the Sickness Devil.
Are you down with it?
Ooh, yeah. Did you hear that?
I did.
Damn, I'm pretty... Yeah, I'm pretty sick, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I caught something. Me and Steph both did. She took a COVID test. It's negative, so I'd be surprised if I had it and she did not. But regardless, not feeling great. I'm feeling better than I was, but not feeling great. How about you, David? What's your devil?
My devil is the Goblin Devil.
Ah, the Gerblin Devil.
Yesterday, and Ravioli had gone into a container of Excedrin, which wasn't completely full, but it meant that Rachel and I had to rush her to dog ER.
Oh, Jesus.
She's fine.
Okay.
They said that she luckily did not eat enough for it to really be a concern, but it did mean I had to take work off yesterday and spent 4 hours at the doggy hospital to make sure she was okay.
Oh, well, I'm glad she's okay.
Yes. And a big shout out to all of our wonderful Ravioli patrons that help support our show by getting weekly pictures of our weekly pictures of my goblin dog.
Including Rachel, whose dog it is.
Yes. Rachel, the person who got me Ravioli as a birthday present. But enough about that, Jordan. Can we get the plot summary for...
Chapter 140, Scales! Miri shows Denji the site of the church, which has a big sculpture of Chainsaw Man's head on it, apparently.
Denji finally getting head.
Apparently belonged to a cult. Unlike now, right?
Oh ho.
Denji wants to know where the sex girls are, because he heard there would be sex girls. But first they are approached by a kid named Nobana Higashiyama. Interesting, David. Wasn't that Kobani's last name?
Kobani has a shitload of siblings.
Yeah, and weird. He's kind of acting like Kobani. And didn't Kobani have similar hairpins?
Yeah. This is definitely Brobani.
Yeah, this is absolutely Brobani. He's been tasked with guiding them, and Denji notices that the entire cult consists of students. Nobana says it's because the Americans have released a hyper-violent weapon that makes all the adults stupid. Denji is immediately skeptical of this.
It's called Fox News.
Yeah, but Nobana says that it's true because Chainsaw Man's devil powers gave him the ability to see it. This makes Denji even more skeptical. And then he sees the Chainsaw Man wedding chapel, where he learns that, yeah, sure, he can totally bang a girl, but he's got to marry her immediately after. The tour guide says that, yeah, the system of marrying adults was brought over from America in order to enslave the Japanese, and that it is far more natural, David, to get married as a child and raise the kids in the church. Popcorn David.
Denji is now very mad because he didn't want to get tied down. He just wanted to fuck.
Yeah, Denji, you player.
Moreover, he didn't see any ultraviolet shit, which surprises Miri, and they start arguing with Miri, saying that they save a bunch of people, and Denji saying that they're fucking lying. A guy comes up and dismisses the tour guide before he can show them the Chainsaw Man bathroom.
I love the Chainsaw Man bathroom.
His name is Barum, and he's apparently the tour guide's boss. He cryptically asks Denji what it would take to bring Chainsaw Man back. Maybe a big devil tearing up Tokyo, or maybe Asa getting murdered.
Oh, he basically does the nice pseudo-girlfriend you got here, Denji. It'd be a real shame if anything happened to her.
Barum asks him what is heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of metal.
Oh my god.
But no. He asks, though, what is heavier, the normal life he has or the starter on his chest? Dennis angrily leaves while Barum tells him to enjoy his normal life. Well, he can...
Oh, and he asks him what is heavier because he imagines a scale. He's like, imagine a scale, now put these two things on it. That's why it's chapter 140, scales.
Yep. Dennis or Bennis, which is heavier?
Yeah, all right.
And then, Jordan, why was this week's chapter 10 out of 10?
This is a good chapter. There's a lot of little details. I love the chainsaw pews. I love how every time they bring up that America did this smear, he's like, God, America's the freaking worst. Which, yeah.
I mean, canonically, Donald Trump is president in Chainsaw Man.
Well, no, it takes place in like the 90s, right?
We don't have the normal timeline. Like the USSR is still around 1997.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be Clinton, though? Like
Donald Trump is shown being the president because he makes the deal with the gun devil.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and check. Because, David, this chapter was about being skeptical.
Ooh, good segue. I love it.
Yeah, I guess it was.
And there's so many fun little details in this chapter. Like, did you notice that there's diegetic panel gutters in this chapter?
No.
So, like, there are things where instead of having a gutter, Denji is, like, standing next to a wall, and the frame of the doorway is the gutter, which I thought was really fucking cool.
Will Eisner did that shit all the fucking time, and that guy's got an award named after him.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Grammys.
Oh, there you go.
I love the big statue of Chainsaw Man in the middle of the fucking thing, in the middle of the fucking chapel. Also, like, yeah, they're 100% a cult, and Fujimoto is absolutely basing this off of actual tactics that cults do, where it's like, let's grab kids when they're young, they don't fucking know, and let's fucking get them to fucking get married and have kids in the cult.
They also didn't say they removed the cult. They said they absorbed the cult. So it's literally, there are clearly cult members still within this new cult.
Yeah. I also think that I had an idea to say, and then it disappeared.
Oh.
Huh. This cult calls on specifically Japanese cults.
Like the Happy Science cult, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it would be... Let me look this up so that I don't just accuse a random author of being this. So one sec.
Someone said it's Ayum Shinarikyo.
No, Shinrikyo is a different thing. This is older. This is like 60s or even like older than that. And he was like super into Bushido and stuff. And he led a mass suicide in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I got him. Yukio Mishima. I think that this might be calling specifically to Yukio Mishima, who was a Japanese author and became a cult leader who was super into nationalism, and he viewed a lot of what was going on in Japan as Western style materialism. I am currently reading Wikipedia. And like things like democracy, basically.
How dare they?
He wanted to just go back to like how things were before, like all fascists, you know, idolization of the past and stuff. So I feel like in some results, I'm sure he wasn't like the only Japanese cult leader to do something similar, but I mean, this is different from the Happy Science cult. It might be a reference to Shinrikyo and Shoko Asahara, but yeah, I don't know.
That makes sense. And then I think Q clearly runs this church, though, given the conspiracy theory bullshit. The Q devil.
Absolutely. This is the Q devil.
Yep.
And that is the QUEUE devil.
As opposed to Jordan, who is the QT devil. Did you notice that Dennis clearly says he's Chainsaw Man in front of Kobani's brother, and Kobani's brother just didn't seem to be fazed by that? So I wonder if he knew or he didn't really pay attention to what Denji had said.
Well, I think he specifically says, I didn't see no fucking hyperviolet crap, and, you know, I guess the brother could have taken that in a couple ways.
Yeah, that's fair.
He could have just thought, well, of course you didn't see it. Why aren't you opening your eyes?
And then I also love how it's kind of like nihilism, which is Dennis, versus utilitarianism for Swordman.
I feel like that's not what nihilism is, but okay.
Well, Denji doesn't give a shit about anything mattering, while Swordman is definitely spouting some utilitarian bullshit, where he's like, if one person dies to save 100, that is utilitarianism to a T.
I think on some level that's fair. I don't know enough about the philosophical concept of nihilism to say whether that is true nihilism or not. But I think that on some level that makes sense, though.
Yep. And then we haven't talked about really Barham at all. He actually, I'm pretty sure, is like 99% confirmed that he is the flamethrower hybrid from part 1.
Was he wearing like the same clothes when that happened?
No, he just has the same face. He's in the same group shot that Swordman is in.
I forgot that they showed up before they transformed. Okay.
I also think on page 12, it's cool how he has his hand behind his back, and I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but if you look at the window, it almost looks like he has like a sword behind him.
I 100% thought that as well. I also like how he does the Three Stooges thing of pretending to shake his hand and then just like puts his fingers up Dennis's nose.
And then Denji calls him, what, a butt munch? What a great fucking translation. Imagine if Dennis says, "Eat my shorts."
Yeah. Oh, man.
And you know what hybrid we still haven't seen yet?
What?
Rize.
You just love Reize so much. I like Reize.
I wonder if she has any direct connection to Asa, just because a bomb devil clearly is connected to war.
Yeah.
Especially with nuclear weapons being a big thing. So I wonder if she also has a relationship with the nuclear weapon devil.
Yeah, you think Denji's gonna vomit up the Nazis?
God, imagine. He's like, Hitler. We have to the Hitler devil.
No, we have to stop Hitler. And then she's like, don't worry. I'm making a vomit up the nuclear weapons devil.
God, I just love all those Naruto and Hitler memes.
What?
So you know how Naruto does like the talk no jutsu?
What?
So Naruto always like talks bad guys into becoming good, and people made like memes about Naruto trying to convince Hitler to become a good guy.
I feel like, God, can I just say, when we were at Otakon, me and Steph were watching, like, Naruto on Adult Swim. It was, like, the end of the pain arc. That episode sucked. God, that's disappointing how that ended.
Naruto peaked during the Chunin exam.
It just winds up getting very disappointing at parts, and that was just... He's literally like, hey, guy that I've been fighting brutally for, like, weeks right now, who has done horrible things, I think that everybody should be friends. Then we won't have any war. And the guy's like, fuck, that's genius.
Why didn't I think of that?
God, what? Oh, fuck, I remember my old friend used to say that, and then he died. Fuck, that's brilliant. You know what, dude? I'm down with you. And then it's just over. It's like, that fucking sucks.
Oh, God. Yeah. And let me see. I think, though, that's everything I had to say about this week's chapter, Jordan. I think it just had a lot of fun details, more than someone really discussed. Was there any details that you haven't had a chance to say?
Well, I do kind of want to voice a criticism that my girlfriend had, actually, of Chainsaw Man Part 2. I think that it is valid, which is that, like, the women in this part have constantly, with, like, the exception of Aza, been shown to be very sexually manipulative towards Denji. Like, Denji has constantly kind of been totally victimized like this. I think that a lot of that is a fair criticism.
Yeah, it's just every woman in Denji's life except for Power tries to manipulate him through sexuality. Well, Power did initially, and then their relationship changed.
Aza's not really super in his life.
Well, Asa did try to date Denji, to take control of him.
Yeah, that is true. She also tried to manipulate him. And then Nayuta is a little girl. She's not a woman. It's kind of Power and Kobani.
Mm-hmm.
Are there that many?
No, I suppose not.
I mean, I guess Quan Chi didn't. Quan Chi's also a lesbian.
Quan Chi just straight up says, I'm a lesbian.
Based, as David would say.
Very based. You know what else is based, Jordan?
What?
You for being such a great co-host, and thank you for all of your hard work on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you for all the hard work that you do, David. You work so hard.
I do.
And I love you so much.
But spending time with you makes it worth it. I also want to say, you can find us on Twitter at Shonen Flopcast and our website, shonenflop.com. We're also on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or wherever else you get our podcast. Props to Shannon for the awesome cover art. Find her online at illuminyatea. And as a reminder, join us every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time when there's a new chapter out. Find a link to our Discord in our show notes or on our site. And stay tuned for Monday as we give our first thoughts on Nano Hazard this Monday.
Oh, yes. Oh, man, it's going to be so much... Oh, David, I'm looking at the clock, and yeah. Chainsaw Minute's passed. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
Bye. The Chainsaw Minute! There you go. There you go. I got to do it every time.
I know. I love it. I love it every time you do it.